we see majority of Americans who disagree. And so when you are not with where majority of Americans are, then, that is extreme.
MAGA Republicans do not respect the Constitution. They do not believe in the rule of law. They do not recognize the will of the people. They refuse to accept the results of a free election. And they're working right now, as I speak, in state after state, to give power to decide elections in America to partisans and cronies, empowering election deniers to undermine democracy itself. MAGA forces are determined to take this country backwards to an America where there is no right to choose, no right to privacy, no right to contraception, no right to marry who you love.
Court papers show Brandt told the 911 dispatcher that he just hit Cayler Ellingson because the teen was part of a Republican extremist group.
Ryan, episode 110 of the weekly show, we talked about Biden's Philly speech and how dangerous it was because he labeled half the country of extremists, and 3 weeks later, here we are.
New developments tonight in the death of a teenager at a Foster County street dance.
According to court papers, it wasn't an accident, but they say a politically motivated attack. WDAY News reporter Matt Henson broke the story for you online today. He joins us live tonight for why the driver confessed to police. Matt?
Dan and Kirsten, according to court papers, moments before he was killed, 18-year-old Cayler Ellingson called his mom to come rescue him because 41-year-old Shannon Brandt was chasing him in the city of McHenry, where the street dance had just wrapped up. The papers don't indicate how Cayler Ellingson was being chased, but by the time his mom could get there, her son was dead.
I don't understand the differences.
41-year-old Shannon Brandt had a tough time understanding the charges against him: vehicular homicide and leaving the scene of a deadly accident.
He's actually the one that called 911 to report the crash.
Police say it happened in this alley around 2:30 Sunday morning after the street dance. Court papers show Brandt told the 911 dispatcher that he just hit Cayler Ellingson because the teen was part of a Republican extremist group and was calling people to come get Brandt after a political argument. Ellingson's mom told police her son called her just before the crash asking if she knew Brandt, and she said she did. She does not believe her son knew Brandt.
Still trying to determine exactly what all transpired at the time of the crash, but prior to that as well.
Police say Brandt was drunk when he hit and killed Ellingson with his SUV.
We do not know of any witnesses. We still are making attempts to interview potential witnesses from the street dance, people that were present prior to the crash happening.
A judge ordered Brandt held on $50,000 cash, which he objected, saying he's not a flight risk.
I have a job and a life and a house and things that I don't exactly want to see, go by the wayside. Family that are very important to me.
If convicted on the vehicular homicide charge alone, Brandt would face a minimum of 10 years in prison because of a DUI on his record. The max is 20, and troopers say as the investigation develops, they could recommend more serious charges. Reporting live, Matt Henson, WDAY News.
Ryan is blurry with anger. Hate to say we told you so, but, we told you so.
It's really hard to do the second time. Yeah, when the most powerful man in all the world gets up there and says the people that don't think like us, and the press secretary mimic these very same talking points along that very week, she said that those people that don't agree with the majority of Americans are extremists and they're dangerous. Those are not my words, YouTube. Those are literally from the federal government, labeling potentially a third, 2/3 of the country, a fourth, 2/4 of the country, half the country, 5 out of 10 apples, potential extremists based on the issue. And now we're seeing the repercussions. This is a child, 18 years old. I have siblings his age. And I didn't catch this the first time, considering this is take 2. But that dude knew his mom.
Yeah.
So this guy murdered. So this whole thing about political right-wing extremists. How do I know that this isn't like a ploy at the mob because the mom's involved at some level with some person or some local politic? Like, where does this end? If there's this dude could like the mom, and then just to round it off too. This guy's living like he's in the fucking purge, that he can just go murder somebody and then go to his fucking job the next day and then go home and eat a bowl of cereal before he kisses his wife goodnight.
Well, you can
This,
with 50 grand in your cash bail.
that's also startling. 50 grand. Like, where'd you
50,000.
majority of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. This guy's got 50K. So maybe he borrowed from his 401k or something. I don't know how that all works.
Can you get a loan for cash bail? Can you just be like, hey, hit me up. I need 50K personal loan so I can get out of jail.
I mean, the idea of bail, I believe, I've never been, through the courts at this level, but you're supposed to get your money back. It's just basically like a bail. It gets you out and then you get it back. But there's obviously court fees and everything else. But you probably never make out. But I think it's telling, right? Like, it's telling that the president ran a storyline that made people think that their neighbors are evil.
You're talking about the great unifier, Joe Biden?
Yeah, the most elected president in the history of the country. I tell you guys all the time, Dave and I are here, we always tell you guys, we're fucking serious. We're not here to blow smoke up your ass, but how long are people going to keep going to work? The president is echoing some very dangerous rhetoric that we heard all across the 20th century. Dave had the wonderful video clip of the deleted scene of the Biden speech, with his heavy accent and stuff. But I think it's very fitting, especially when we're seeing now this is an isolated incident. Hopefully we won't have to keep seeing fucking repeated things of this. But I want you guys to think, if this was a black female or a woman or an Asian or a tranny or the sky's the limit, some gay dude like this, this is just a straight white Republican male. And that's why no one really potentially gives a fuck,
Yeah,
and the guy who did the murder is a weak man. He does not look strong. He doesn't look like a masculine man that is trying to like lead his community and stuff. Like,
well, this isn't that exactly what Tate said in that clip? And I'm sure he said this multiple times, but he said this on the PBD interview. Weak men are the dangerous men. They're the ones who are dangerous because they're the ones who can't control their emotions. And to his point, this man didn't control his emotions. He thought, I'm told this guy's an extremist because he's a Republican, and he ran him over with his fucking car. That's a weak man.
Yeah, kind of.
I've gotten a lot of political disagreements with people, and I disagree with a lot of people politically. Not going to hit them with my car. I don't even want their speech silenced. Imagine that. I'm the extremist. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy you reference canceling. I actually had this thought this week, David. I think people will never admit to canceling and they'll just support it because then they would have to admit that everything that they say and do is tracked and traced and could be held against them potentially in the court of law, or and they're not going to admit that somebody has that power over them. So they'd rather just defend the system instead of fight back. It's kind of like, everything we talk about with corruption. Basically, this is how they brainwash you to fight against your neighbor when they're trying to fight against the system. There's also
what they want.
Yeah, 100%. The thought police, right? And then this rounds out perfectly to this guy. There's I don't know who said it, but I've heard Peterson reference it. It's a thing in psychology that, they always debate on whether if morality and free choice is like a biological thing, if it's a consciousness thing, if it's like divine intervention or gods or aliens, right? They always, in psychology and biology. But there was one school of thought that most people are only good because they're scared of being bad, right? They're scared of the repercussions that come with doing bad things. And
if that's true, which I'm not saying it is or isn't. I haven't really thought about it enough. But that's kind of the point, right?
Look at the 20th century.
Yeah.
I mean, Hitler and Stalin, I think the number was like, if you had 10 family members, 4 of them worked for the Soviet Union and was spying on everybody, like your own family would sell you out for a loaf of bread. and they would knowingly blow you in, and you get dragged to a gulag and killed and tortured and made up crimes and generalized warrants and all these things that we have civil liberties to hopefully prevent against. But like, it's really like telling, because once again, this is another Peterson thing I've always told you guys, that 99% of you would become Nazi camp concentration guards. 99% of us would. Even me standing up here saying never. Who fucking knows? Who really actually knows? If anarchy, if the purge, if we're at world wars, if we're at nuclear wars, if we're at bread being $30 a loaf, if we're at like $1 million for a gallon of gas or 1 ounce of battery charging, or however we're going to measure our future, whatever we're
Or
going to
if you're gonna,
starve on,
or if you're threatened to go to jail because you overheated your house. I don't know if you
like
saw
these
that.
are
I think that was Switzerland.
just capping our meters.
They want to introduce something. So if you heat your home to over 19 degrees Celsius, which is like 66 degrees,
like freezing.
well, more than freezing. You're still cold, but you're not dying. But there would be fines, and then if the offender repeats, they could be imprisoned.
Tate said this and that. I don't know if he said in that interview or another one, but it's like, this is obviously apparent. The further society drifts from like reason, logic, and like understanding and like morality leading us is when they start making fucking crazy laws. The crazier the laws, the crazier the society. Like California, you have to buy an electric car, but you can't charge it between the hours of 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. But then if you charge them overnight, you're going to overload the grid, so you can't charge them overnight either. Like, if this isn't just like this, I know this is like we're sprawning here, but it's not. I mean, how many degrees of separation do we need to point out and need to see in the media of clear examples of our country going off the rails when we have right-wing extremist children being murdered by their neighbors because there's some kind of political sickness going on invading certain people? Dude, this is a hot kind of remembrance of Charlottesville. I know it's not as many people, but there was 5 people on both sides. The amount of slack. I'm apolitical now, but the former president.
In this case, there was only 5 people on one side, and he was hit by a car.
It's just crazy, man. It's expected.
Ryan,
expected.
It was kind of a heavy beginning to the episode, but sometimes you get heavy news. This is episode 113 of the weekly show, all of the week's hottest topics with a twist. With me, as always, is Ryan. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. Most importantly on Rumble. Rumble is the free speech alternative to YouTube, and it's really blowing up now, thanks to people like Andrew Tate, David Crowder, and more thanks to big government socialists and their companies that they run, like Twitter and Facebook and YouTube, because that drives people to other platforms. Ryan, since it was such a heavy intro, I think the rest of the episode we could just have fun.
Do you have fun playing, Dave?
I mean, it was a slow news week for one thing, quite frankly, and secondly, like I said, that was just a heavy story. So what I want to do first, I told Ryan the first time we started not recording, I told Ryan that I wanted to try something different, and I was going to keep it a surprise. But Ryan, what I really want to do is I want to see how likely we are to be hit by a car.
Wait, like the mathematical probability of getting hit by a car?
Well, so here's what this is.
Is this like a car accident thing, or like a person getting struck by a motor vehicle?
Ryan, what this is the four-square political compass test. I want to see where we end up on the scale. I feel like anywhere right of far left is probably getting hit with a car territory. So let's see where we fall.
Well, when ISIS gets here, they'll have trucks by then, so I won't even be getting hit by a compact vehicle.
For people totally unfamiliar with these, what these are is you answer. I'm sorry, I was going to say answer questions, but right up here it says before taking the test, please note that this isn't a survey and these aren't questions; they're propositions. To question the logic of individuals, ones that irritate you miss the point. Some propositions are extreme and some are moderate. That's how we can show you whether you lean towards extremism or moderation on the scale. So what they're saying are these aren't really questions, and some of them are kind of ridiculous, but they're ridiculous by design. Ryan, I think me and you are going to take it together. We'll probably have some internal debate on some of these, if I were to guess, but we're fairly aligned, I think, politically.
All right, let's pass the fucking crash test political dummy car test.
Let's hop on with the first one. If economic globalization is inevitable, Ryan,
It's not,
it
though,
should.
David.
Xi Jinping would disagree.
They talk about extreme fucking questions, and the first one is the most extreme form of government ever thought of in all of human history. But then I'm going to be the fucking extremist when I say burn it down.
If it is inevitable, Ryan, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. How do you feel about that? It's a bad versus worse scenario, I believe. So
David.
globalism happened. Xi Jinping got it right? Globalism happened.
David.
So now should it serve humanity or corporations?
Dave, how's it going to serve humanity when the people at the top of the government pyramid structure are multinational corporations that are above the laws of all the countries that they are making the laws for?
Ryan, I fear you're gonna overanalyze these. Just know that, remember, these are just propositions.
I can't even pick like burn it down, can I? I can't pick neither.
No, burn it down is not one of the answers. You can strongly disagree, you can disagree, you can agree, or strongly agree.
So
I think I know where you stand on this.
So if I say
if I recall, Ryan has said this before on the program, if we're going to spend the billions of dollars anyway, at least give people the free college, the free healthcare. Because you're going to blow it anyway. You're sending it over to Ukraine. If you're going to spend it anyway, at least keep it here. It sounds like you would want humanity.
I want humanitarian globalism, not fucking corporatized globalism.
Down with corporate globalism, up with human. Yeah, I think
this is so insane.
Ryan, this is gonna be a 3-hour long episode if it takes this long to answer the first proposition.
Oh my god! All right, I'll try to do better.
I think we have to bite the bullet on this.
They tell you it's extreme, but they literally give you like the most extreme example of fucking anything that they could conjure up for like a form of government and or like mercantilism royalty with corporations slapped on it with a Disney sticker.
I feel like
some of these are just like fucking to see if you're leaning extreme.
Ryan, I'm gonna need an answer out of you. You're gonna bite the bullet. Get better at. I suspect they're not all gonna be.
Give me the humanitarian globalism. You know what? Fuck it. Give it to the corporations. I disagree.
Okay. I would probably agree versus disagree, but I guess I could see either side since it's a ridiculous proposition.
Give it to
I'd always support my country whether it was right or wrong.
Yeah, that's heavy agree.
You strongly agree with that?
Yeah, if I gotta support humanitarian globalism when I know it's fucking wrong, David, I have to agree with my country even if it's wrong.
I would probably disagree there.
I would disagree with.
As I start with Ryan by saying that we probably align mostly, I think we've disagreed on the first two.
I guess I would disagree. I would not defend America forever, but
if it's wrong, I mean, it's wrong. I think, right?
Yeah. Slavery.
Well, no one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. I strongly disagree with this.
I disagree.
You just regularly disagree?
Strongly. What country has the right to bear arms?
Ours. Yeah.
That's so not all countries are created equal. Not all countries are equal.
No, some are better, like ours. Ours is better.
The best.
Oh my. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races.
Like the non-human races? I agree.
No, I think it means our race as white males,
What if a
white
black guy took this?
people.
Would it be his
Well,
race?
then he would have. They're stronger and faster, Tibby.
This is so dumb. Strongly disagree, obviously.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I think Russia, Ukraine
I don't
comes to
know.
mind here.
Ask fucking Dwight Eisenhower at the end of the Second World War, okay? What was it?
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
I agree with that. Doesn't mean I
Military
support it, but
military action that defies international law is sometimes justified.
I agree.
I think you're a big fan of the Nuremberg trials. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment.
Wait, what?
There's a worrying fusion of information and entertainment.
Well,
think,
science and politics cannot be science and opinion cannot be separated, David. So of course, I strongly agree with this.
Okay.
I disagree on them violating any international laws with the military, to be honest. But it's fine.
I don't think we can go back, Ryan. You already
I was just-
you already rang in the final answer here. Oh, what is
I was
this?
just being
Opt into
obnoxious.
cybersecurity. Nice. People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality.
Agreed.
Some of these you really got to think about. People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality.
I agree with that. Now I could take that with like literal sense that I think the division between rich and poor is like substantial. Like poor people don't hang out with rich people, right? So like there's that obvious division. But I also think like if I'm thinking conspiratorial here, like I always do, they use the wealth to push political narratives more so than nationality, even though race is their backup one. It's always about hating the rich people, even though the rich people give me a job. So
Perfect. I like this one. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment.
you can't control inflation, David. I strongly hold on. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment.
You can control inflation.
By controlling unemployment.
No. No, it's saying you can control one or the other and which one's more important.
I guess inflation's more important than unemployment, yes.
I would agree with that. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. It lays that out like it's just a fact.
Disagree.
It says they require it. I mean, how can you even disagree with that? They lay it just like a fact. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea.
His according to his ability is according to his need.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. Somebody who is capable can do more capable things if given more opportunity than somebody who is not more capable. We should probably give the people who are more capable more opportunity to be capable than the people who are not capable, who might not be like, it's not that they can't do something, just like if they need to do 10 things, but they only could do 5 things, why would we give it to them if we can give it to the guy that can do all 10 things? Because I believe that we should reward excellence. And the greater the reward, the greater the excellence, the greater their reward. I don't think it's inherently bad to think that somebody who is the closest thing to one of a kind should not be rewarded heavily for that.
Yeah, I think you're slightly misunderstanding what it means.
And what is that, David?
Me personally, I would disagree with this. I don't think this is actually correct.
All right, we'll go with you because we went with me on the military aid.
Okay. The freer the market, the freer the people. This is probably the easiest
Strongly
one
agree.
so far. That's a strongly agree for sure.
Maybe it's an extreme idea, David.
Well, it's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now bottled, branded consumer product. I disagree with that. It's a
Disagree.
good thing.
It's kind of really a shame that when I'm standing in line somewhere, I can just buy water that just shows up out of a cold vending machine waiting for me to drink it. It's really a terrible thing.
As Bernie Sanders said about bread lines, it's a good thing.
I hate that guy. That guy should be fucking.
He definitely would not get hit with a car.
Yeah, he should get thrown out of a helicopter with all the other communist cocksuckers. They're not communists, they're just Marxists.
Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold.
Disagree.
I disagree too. Because the nice thing about buying and selling land is that I don't have to rape and pillage you for it. Seems like a victory.
Isn't it like the definition of private property, David?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making
It
sure.
seems like it's better off that I give you something for your land mutually than I just kill you and take it.
This actually like literally brings up like the good point about like the whole point of laws is to defend your property at the end of the day and your life, right? Like, and it's like if we don't have property, how can we have laws about defending property? Like, how can you have rights to something that you don't even own? Like, how can you have the right to privacy if the thing that is holding your privacy isn't even yours? Like, it's kind of like the idea of like not being able to own land. We don't even own our land; we rent it still with taxes. But that's besides the point.
It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to society.
It's not
they're
even
stating
true.
that like they're stating that like it's fact, but I don't agree with what they're saying. It's not even true. Most of the people in the world who are billionaires have done something that created the billions of dollars.
What did Jeff Bezos do? He just sat around, right?
Oh, he created Amazon.
What did Elon do? He just sat around, right?
Created Tesla.
Okay. Those guys, they didn't help at all. This is insane. This is really, I hope this is one of these extreme questions. For those who don't know, Dave Ramsey, he's a guy on the internet, but he's done studies on this, and it's like 76% or 80%, a large degree of millionaires. And I'm not talking like billionaires and stuff, but like your local millionaire who's like a teacher or a state worker or a police officer. Most of them didn't inherit any money, and they just have like a bachelor's degree in college. So yeah, I don't agree that you just sit around and get rich. It's just not possible.
Yeah, I think we just disagree just based on the fact that it's a faulty premise.
Yeah, it's not even a true statement. I love the fact check on this.
Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade.
Agreed.
The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. I strongly agree there. That is the entire... Well, okay. Not necessarily to deliver a profit to its shareholders, but the whole reason you start a company is to make money.
Make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do it with mutual transactions.
It just happens to work out that if you don't take care of your customers, they're not going to buy your shit long.
Here's another easy one. The rich are too highly taxed.
Agreed.
Yeah. Agree with that for everybody. Everybody's too highly taxed.
Anything over 0%.
Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care.
Agreed.
Yeah, definitely. Governments should penalize businesses that mislead the public.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's actually seems like a legitimate purview of government.
It's like one of the few things there actually should do.
A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies.
Agreed. It's not a free market if they're monopolies, right, David?
Why does it keep giving me Norton? First of all, I would use McAfee. Obviously. Now, a look at some of your personal social values, Ryan. Abortion when the woman's life is not threatened should always be illegal.
Agreed.
All authority should be questioned.
Strongly agree.
This. Yeah, I like this.
I'm sure that's an extremist question.
An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.
Strongly disagree. Well, hold on a second here. This would be like saying after 9/11 and Pearl Harbor that we shouldn't have went and fucked up everybody, because I think we definitely do. But what do we tell our kids? Treat others how you want to be treated, and two wrongs don't make a right. So
Right.
I'll go agree at a fundamental political level. I agree.
You agree? Okay.
Well, at some point, right? Like we won World War II based on morality. We had better ideals, right? Well, the Soviets won, but you know what I mean.
I think we won because we had nuclear weapons. Uh, taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis.
Disagree.
You disagree with that?
Yeah.
See, I would agree with this. And what comes to mind specifically for me, even though it's not a theater or museum, but is like NPR and PBS. Like these people would not exist because nobody's listening or watching their content.
I don't think necessarily that they like if they don't. I'm not saying things that don't show profit and stuff, but like at some level, I like museums, the idea of museums and stuff like that. Like parks are paid for by the hunting and fishing licenses.
Mhm.
Like that's a far different thing when we talk parks and what the government does there. But museums and stuff at some point, I mean, I know art isn't going to make money, and we should have we have to house the art and the Constitution. The Museum of the Constitution isn't going to make money ever. Like to
So if you
house that document.
yeah, but
it's never,
if you go there, they you pay to get in, right? Like recently
no,
we
it's
went.
free. All the stuff in DC is free, from my understanding. A lot of it, at least. When I saw the Constitution, I didn't pay anything.
So when we went to Harrisburg, they have a Civil War museum there, and we had to pay to get in, which to me made sense. It's like, okay, this place, they should charge to get in. Okay, we'll agree there. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. So they shouldn't mandate attendance.
They should mandate attendance.
You think they should?
Yes.
Okay. All people have their rights. This is off to a good start. But it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. What? What the fuck does that? Yeah, I strongly disagree for sure.
If I disagree, do I disagree that all people have rights as well? Like, whatever.
Oh, that's an interesting point. Okay, so we strongly disagree that they should stick to their own, but we strongly agree that people have their rights. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children.
Strongly disagree.
You strongly disagree.
I know if you spare the rod, you spoil the child, but in my experience, spanking has not worked any better than I've had better luck with other discipline.
It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents.
Agreed. Not that I agree with it, but
not like Ryan was always an open book.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense.
Strongly agree.
The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs.
Disagree.
People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. Holy fuck.
Back to the school thing. School's job is to teach you to critically think, teach you our language, our history to some degree, and mathematics. They're not there to make you a good factory worker or whatever. It's probably why college got so big. They found a way to channel us. Disability should be allowed. This is obviously satire. Strongly disagree.
The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline.
Accept discipline? Disagree. They should have discipline, but they don't have to learn to accept.
That's creating the slave class right there.
Yeah, slave mind.
There are no savage and civilized peoples. There are only different cultures.
Strongly disagree. You skipped one, I think, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, wait, no. I just answered the wrong one. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not accept society's support.
Agreed. Even strongly agree if you want.
When you are troubled, it is not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things.
Disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah, you need purpose. Happiness isn't a way to live your life. It's a state of mind, and living in bliss isn't even like conducive to anything.
Yeah. First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country.
I strongly disagree because I feel like those people try harder to integrate than anybody else.
What's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for all of us.
Disagree.
No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. Oh, this is more to what I was talking about with NPR and
No
PBS.
broadcasting institution, however independent, is kind of should receive. Disagree. I mean, what if the people want to fund that? What if
Then
like
they should fund it without public assistance. They should, I don't know, send donations or pay for its programming.
Yeah, go agree, Dave. You're right. I just meant like this is like the separation of church and state thing, and it's kind of like the idea that like the church shouldn't make laws, but if the laws align with the church, that's a far different thing. That's kind of where I was going with that. But I do agree that there shouldn't be like public broadcasting necessarily.
This
But what do
is
I know?
how we see the wider society. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism.
Yeah, strongly agree.
A significant advantage of a one party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system.
It's funny they put one party and democracy in the same sentence. Strongly disagree.
Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried.
Do we? Do we though? When I just get canceled, I don't even.
I'm answering for us. That's
Yeah.
strongly disagree.
Fucking A.
The
It's
death penalty.
only people doing shit wrong. Those people get. Hunter Biden was smoking crack and fucking his brother's stripper wife. Still.
The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes.
Disagree. I don't think the state should be able to murder people ever.
Yeah, that's. Where
I
I'm
get.
at. What is?
I get
110?
real close with kid touchers though. I get real fucking close, man.
Mhm.
But it's like I don't
It's
even
tough
want to
because
give
you
them
got to
that
take your
power.
emotion out of it, though.
Yeah, I don't want to give them the
That's the
power.
part I struggled with because there's a lot of people who I think like, fuck, that dude should not be alive. But is it the state's job to kill him? In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded.
It's amazing. They say civilized and then they cast this. I know this is like one of their extreme questions. I guess, but disagree because I don't really think society works that way. But okay, this is them for those playing at home playing bingo. This is them painting the idea that civilized societies are like a pyramid and like a hierarchy and the patriarchy and all that shit they try to attack our culture with.
Let's abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all.
Strongly disagree. Everything's art.
The criminal justice punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. This is a tough one. I feel like we could do a better job at trying to
Agreed.
rehabilitate.
Disagree rather. I'm sorry. Rehabilitate we should probably.
Yeah,
do
I think
more
we should.
with, right?
Yeah, I don't think we do enough with it. It is a waste of time to try to okay, the same question twice. It is a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals. I guess
I
some
agree.
criminals are probably.
Yeah, you don't rehabilitate a child molester. That guy,
Right?
is
Yeah, some are
fucked
probably
forever.
beyond saving.
Yeah,
The business person.
See, it's so cool they put them next to each other because it's like insinuating that you know what I mean. Like they do a very good job laying these out.
The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist.
Yes. And that's not this is shitty, but it's like how many great writers are there?
Mothers
There's
may
less
have
great writers than businessmen.
Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. I see what Ryan's smirking. I know what he wants to say.
I strongly agree.
We are 100% getting hit with a car.
They make all the kids like
Mu-
they cook way better food. You know, it's just
Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries.
I strongly agree. I mean, we know this is happening.
Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity.
I strongly disagree. Maybe I'm just
Holy
not
shit.
mature.
That's how you end up with your globalism. If you got through that, okay, you'll find these propositions on religion a breeze. Oh boy. Astrology accurately explains many things. What the fuck is happening down
Disagree.
here? What is
Strongly disagree. Strongly disagree.
How would you then, Ryan, explain? You've pointed this out. Many serial killers are Virgos. You cannot be moral without being religious.
Disagree.
Yeah, I definitely disagree there. Charity is better than Social Security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged.
Probably.
Some people are naturally unlucky.
Yeah, strongly agree. Like Stephen Hawking, super unlucky.
It is important that my child's school instills religious values.
I'll disagree there. Even if I am
Alright.
slightly religious.
Finally, a look at sex. What? Stop giving me this ad. Fucking weird shit. Sex outside marriage is usually immoral.
I feel attacked, David. I've never fucked within the confines of marriage ever. You know? It's a terrible question for me.
Are you immoral or not, Ryan, is the real question.
Nothing I do is moral. What the hell are you talking about? Oh my fucking god. I'm gonna agree. I mean, it's probably not a good thing to fuck abroad that you're not gonna marry. It's probably like honestly, it's probably not good practice. It's probably not like a good habit. It's not like a good, it's called dating with intentions. I'm just out there trying to get my dick drained. It's probably not the most healthy, moral, or successful way to like move in the world, like there's no purpose. It's just like empty emotions and hookup culture that leaves people empty.
I'm really interested where we're going to fall on this chart, Ryan. A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption.
What the fuck does stable even mean when there's 50-year and high? I agree. 50-year high inflations. We're going to talk about stability. Fuck out of here.
Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population.
I agree.
Should be legal.
I agree.
Yeah.
Though I don't think it's healthy. Back again,
What goes on in private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state.
Strongly agree.
No one can feel naturally homosexual.
You like being pegged?
For what it's worth, I disagree here. I think it is probably.
You're probably born a little gay. Yeah, I agree with that.
Not that I don't think both are possible.
Well, not that I don't think that the government didn't develop gay bombs, David, to drop.
I do think people can be societally changed also, but I think it probably also happens naturally. It's probably both. Both are probably true. These days, openness about sex has gone too far.
I agree.
That's only because you got asked if you wanted to be pegged.
Pegged, right, and women are like way open about being a slut,
Oh, well, we're gonna get we'll get into that with our TikTok clips, Ryan.
I mean, do you remember back in our day when we were in like middle of high school? Be like, well, if it's okay for a guy to sleep around, how come it's not okay for a girl to sleep around? I haven't heard that in a long fucking time. They're just sleeping around and like deal with it. We're like, okay, I'll never marry you, but we'll fuck.
Now it's time to see where we stand, Ryan.
All right, let's see how close to death am I when it comes to fender benders.
Okay. Oh, it's explain. Stop giving me ads. I don't want any of your shit.
Look, I know how authoritarianism works. Okay, people.
Yeah, left, right,
We
authoritarian.
should be
So
like purple for sure.
yeah. So the premise is this is
Nazi.
no, well, yeah. Libertarian is the people who want freedom. These are the people who want to control, and then this is like social left and right, economic scale they call it. Look at China, North Korea, left authoritarians. Interesting.
How the fuck is China considered left leaning at all?
Hey,
There you go.
right down here comfortably where we're definitely getting part of the grill and part of the headlight for sure.
I'm on the list.
We're
So I'm assuming this is considered mostly extreme when you compare Dave and I's results with most of the countries.
getting hit with a car for sure.
Possibly a truck.
So there you have it. Ryan, as I had stated, it started heavy. I wanted to get a little lighter. You talked about slut shaming. We've talked about women. Let's just
We should slut shame for the record. I mean, I call them ass. I've told stories of things I've done to others. I get shit every time.
You're going down just
Except
a little
for the
bit,
women
Ryan.
that I was doing it with, Oh,
You were going down just a touch. You got a little choppy, but
we should slut shame.
All right, well let's do it then, Ryan.
Thank you for being a friend.
I just needed to shout out to the man who was behind me while I was squatting because I was afraid I was being stared at, basically, and he didn't even look at me. I think what that means, Ryan, is that the booty ain't that good.
I wanted attention in public, and I didn't get it, so I put it on the internet.
This person takes videos of herself at the gym, and then she's mad if people are looking at her at the gym. You're taking videos so people will look at you in the gym.
Yeah, what's the alternative here? Is that when he does look, you fucking confront him and get him thrown out and lose his membership? This happens. This was hot like a month ago. A girl took her fucking shirt off, and a guy who was like a trainer at the gym had to leave and stuff. It's crazy.
Oh, that is fucked.
There was one with a blind guy. There was a blind guy story staring right at her. You gotta stop staring at me when I'm at the gym. He's like, I'm blind.
He's like tapping his fucking stick around.
What the fuck, man?
If men can't control themselves, seeing women in skirts, who let them control whole countries?
Ryan, that lady's in here twice because she's fucking ridiculous. First of all, no one let men control countries. They took control of countries because they're leaders. They're bigger and stronger and faster than women. Sorry.
David, name one matriarchy that has stood the test of time. That's still up and operational today, that is only ran by women, mostly ran by women at every major level.
Golden Girls reruns.
Thank you. There isn't one. And things were probably fine until whores started showing up in fucking skirts. Look at fucking Marilyn Monroe. Fucking blasted JFK on national television. Let's trust a dumb whore from Hollywood that loves cocaine. Let's trust a cocaine-loving horse.
She just really wanted to sing happy birthday to him, Ryan. I think you misunderstand her.
Look, I know this isn't all women, but all these dumb whores on the internet deserve everything they fucking get. This is ridiculous, especially that shit. I hate the gym thing. It pisses me off because I go to the gym and I try to not look at these girls. And I'll tell you, they go there to get fucking looked at because they're just standing there talking for 35 fucking minutes, standing right in front of my fucking machine. Oh, don't make eye contact with me. Well, if you were doing something, I wouldn't be looking at you. Here I am sweating, and I'm wondering why you're not. And if you cared that much, you go to a woman's only gym, except you don't. I don't even think women's only gyms can stay in business. There's not enough women go there because you go to the gym for fucking attention. This is insane. And then I got there's a fucking, what does the rainbow flag got to do with skirts anyways?
Oh, it has nothing to do with any of it. I don't think it has anything to do with the other one she's in either.
She
She just
probably
always
doesn't
has
even.
one.
That chick probably doesn't own a skirt, or her girlfriend doesn't even wear a skirt. Because she likes fucking girls that look like boys, but then she's going to lecture me about the fucking patriarchy when she's dating a guy. Probably.
First of all, this woman, if you want to call her that. Speaking of going to the gym, I'm just saying. Apparently, she's too big to wear a bra. Is my other guess that things are too big.
She's too big for a lot of things. Like, I also want you, like, that thing goes on my dick. Like, you know that, right? Like, this thing's made for my dick. It's not made to slide your whole fucking foot in there. Like, it's not even a... I'm glad men make condoms and not women. Fucking A. That bitch nasty ass feet too probably hasn't even seen her muff in a years. He's too big to wear a condom and your pussy smells.
Oh, darling, she's not dressed
She's
like
back.
a slut. You just think like a rapist.
So,
if I see your nipples, you're dressed like a slut. If I could see your ass through your pants, I may enjoy it, but you're dressed like a slut. If I know you have no underwear on or know the type of underwear you're wearing, even though I enjoy it, you're still dressed like a slut. I'm not slut shaming. I like sluts, believe me. They have their place in society. I'll never marry one, but I like them.
I don't even know what this means.
Well, she's already holding her titty because she probably doesn't have a fucking bra on, but I'm going to hear about how I can't even... Oh, my eyes are up here.
What is... She's asexual? Like she reproduces by budding? The fuck does that even mean?
Bunny with a 12-gauge shotgun up to her fucking head.
I'm
What?
She had no back of her shirt.
She didn't know anything. There was no point to the video at all.
It probably got thousands of views, even though our content, which is fucking stellar, barely gets viewed. It's substantially throttled. Well, what stuff don't you throttle? Nipples, whores,
Nipples, ass. Sluts.
We don't call them whores on the internet because that's slut shaming. Instead, we call them most viewed subscriber. Most viewed TikToks this week is all tits and ass.
Could you imagine Biden going to these people to explain to them how to push the correct narratives?
He sends Bill down there. Let me tell you something. You gotta
Oh no, he would go too. He definitely wanted to sniff.
Dude, he had his fingers buried in Ariana Grande's ass after that fucking who died all that time ago.
Yeah, who was that? I don't remember.
He got caught staring right at her ass. I mean, God,
of course he did.
Of course everybody should have been. Jesus Christ. I think. Hold on. Did she have a boyfriend at the time?
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to not stare at chicks with boyfriends.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, unless they're dressed like a whore. I mean, let's be honest.
Well, then, yeah. I mean, fair is fair.
You think like a rapist. No, you just know how to dress to make me horny.
not embarrassed about the number of men I've slept with.
You should be.
I'm obviously embarrassed about the quality, though.
Who is in control of that? Whose fault is it for either of those things?
You know, the quality of men you would sleep with would probably go up if you slept with less of them. This is one of the biggest lies we tell the women, for people who don't know. I'll get a little fucking red pill Ryan right now. The more women sleep around with different guys, the less likely they are to pair bond. And it happens to men to some degree, but not at the same rate as women. Women need, like, the lower the better, basically. That's why, Muslims will kill themselves for 99 virgins, because they understand the biological value in there. That woman is going to potentially love them at a biological level that, somebody who slept with even 5, 10 people, even 5 people. It's not the same. And you can see this in statistics that marriage satisfaction rates with virgins compared to people that have slept with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5+ partners. I've seen this study done many different times and many different interviews on many different podcasts. And the more women sleep around, the less likely they are to be happy in long-term relationships and marriage. And when you look at the male counterparts with the same exact numbers and statistics, it is not the same for men. Men, their marriage satisfaction is not indicative of any of their previous mates as far as happiness.
That's interesting.
So that's the lie we tell women. And it's pretty, it's why we don't want whores for daughters. You actually ruin your daughter.
This one, Ryan, unfortunately, is a slightly longer video.
Mascot is telling me everything I need to know right now. And also the rainbow flag. Another.
Any guesses, Ryan?
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a penis underneath her fucking pants in this.
I am tired of being mistreated at medical
Ding,
facilities.
ding, ding, ding.
I don't understand why it's so hard to simply
Ryan nailed
treat
it.
people like humans. At the intake call, I told them I'm here for 3 reasons. I've been having heartburn and I want to get that checked out. I need a standard STD screening and I need a new x-ray for my back because I have scoliosis and it's been hurting worse lately. And so when I go into the doctor's office, you know, we talk about my heartburn, we get that sorted. And then after that, I'm like, additionally, while I'm here, I need a standard STD screening. And he turns to me and he's like, you should have told me that at the beginning. Like, I already sent in the orders. Now I have to redo it. And I was like, so taken back. I was like, oh my gosh, well, I'm sorry to be an inconvenience to you. Like, I just stayed silent. And I was like, oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm actually here for 3 things. Like I said in the call, it should be in the notes maybe on my, you know, profile or whatever.
This person so badly wants to be a victim.
After like 5 minutes of like doing whatever he does on the computer, he turns to me and he's like,
imagine. Whoa. Just wanted to see that ass again. Just imagine, Ryan, like a simple mix-up at the doctor's office, and you're like off the rails out of the gate, like victim status.
You know what always scares me about these transvestites? Is that
Ryan, you don't even know if that's true yet. I guess we were about here.
All I'm saying is, if I had a couple beers in me, I might not be able to tell the difference. It's fucking
so hard to simply
so
treat
hard. I know you're
like
a guy.
Humans. At the intake call, I told them I'm here for 3 reasons. I've been having heartburn and I want to get that checked out.
She was just there for the heartburn, Ryan.
Maybe not. Those are kind of chick hands.
For my back because I have scoliosis and it's been hurting worse lately. And so when I go into the doctor's office, you know, we talk about my heartburn, we get that sorted, and then after that, I'm like, additionally, while I'm here, I need a standard STD screening. And he turns to me and he's like, you should have told me that.
This is all related to one night.
I have to redo it. And I was like, so taken back. I was like, oh my gosh, well, I'm sorry to be an inconvenience to you. Like, I just stayed silent. And I was like, oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm actually here for 3 things. Like I said in the call,
all related to the one thing, you know, the really rough sex and all the
profile or whatever in the computer. And after like 5 minutes of like doing whatever he does on the computer, he turns to me and he's like, you just had a screening in July. Like, why are you getting another one? And I was like, because I've had a new partner since then, and I just like to know my status. It's a standard screening. It's normal to do it often. And he's like, well, are you having unsafe sex? And I was like,
I feel like it's not normal, and that's why the medical doctor is questioning why you've had so many.
With, you know, new partners, whatever. Like, why am I being slut shamed for taking care of my body right now? And then made out to be an inconvenience. And I assumed what took so long, and like part of why his whole demeanor and treatment of me changed after looking at the computer was because I think he saw that I'm trans. And then I go into the lab to, you know, get my blood drawn and all of that. And the woman goes, oh, well, I'm supposed to be on my lunch break right now. So let me be right back. Maybe I can fit you in.
That's probably because you're trans, not because she was on a lunch break.
5 minutes, she comes back and she's like, okay, let's get this done. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm just an inconvenience to everybody. This was the time they gave me. I showed up at the time I was told to. I just want to be taken care of and get out of here because I am uncomfortable. I was on the verge of tears at that point.
We're all
Like, I'm
uncomfortable.
not an inconvenience for taking care of my health and my body. I am not a slut for needing a standard STD screening. So even though I've now seen almost 3 doctors in the last year, I guess I need to find a new one again. So on a better note, I'm going to go buy myself a bomb lunch because I deserve it. And I am going to make this day better than it is because fuck all that. So if you work in the medical field, maybe don't misgender people because that's usually what happens. But today I didn't even talk about being trans. Luckily, that wasn't what I needed help with today. Don't slut shame people for, just being human. And don't make us feel out to be an inconvenience for asking you to do your job.
What's more inconvenient? You asking for an STD test because you decided to go deep throat every guy at the bar past weekend. Or inconvenience about you making a medical professional who is like, let's be honest, is in like the worst industry on earth when it comes to staffing and the need of people. It's like the worst on earth. There's never enough people in the medical field. So they're already super overstaffed.
Well, is that for everybody or just trans people, Ryan?
I think it's a more inconvenience that you're asking medical professionals to treat you any different when they literally get treated like fucking trash because there's not enough people in there. And nothing you ever do, nothing the doctor ever does is ever good enough for anybody anyways.
Hold on, I want to try to just real quick, just bring this up just so we don't get... I
hope that her, slur, dirt, word, Zem.
Shit, I don't know how to address this person because
they didn't drop their pronouns.
They didn't give us pronouns which is really entirely.
Isn't that what she's trying to preach there? Now I'm inconvenienced because I can't even address these people without my video getting pulled from YouTube. So those people in the video, she kind of does look like a girl. It's scary, dude. This is scary.
I would, if I went to a doctor and said, "Oh, I want this very standard test done," and he looked at me like it was very confusing because most people don't do that. Maybe that's me. Maybe that's me, and I'm doing things that I shouldn't be doing. Just saying. He's like, "Why do you want another one? You just had one." And she's like, "Well, I had a new guide." He's like, "Well, you sleeping around? Like, are they wearing condoms or no? I'm being safe. Then why do you want one?"
Did they have any sores on their body that potentially look like monkeypox?
She did have a few on her balls.
This is actually a little inside baseball and personal story. I'll share some of my HIPAA violation laws here. I went to my doctor and told him.
Did you get an STD test?
They sent me for blood work. I never went, but I mean, now granted, I was long-term partner, blah blah blah, but your boy got out there, did some stuff, and it's not that I can't trust people or that a certain person or persons I didn't trust, but how the fuck do I know? Like, really? And when I went to him and I told him, like, hey, I should probably get looked at. He's like, well, are you sleeping around? Are you having safe sex? We encourage you not to sleep around. He kind of tried slut shaming me, even though it's not going to work.
But it's not slut shaming. It's quality medical advice. It's just like it's not body shaming when they say, hey, you're way overweight. That's not body shaming. That's medical advice.
No,
don't be overweight. It's unhealthy.
It has nothing to do with the long-term health, David. Obesity has nothing to do with long-term health. It's all propaganda. Yeah, so it's just, we know why these people make this video. Out of all the people on the whole fucking internet, it would be some tranny bitching about, getting her 7th STD test in 7 months. And also, for those who don't know, people, when I looked into actually like STDs and like venereal diseases, it takes at least 90 days for those viruses or the cells of that, whether it's gonorrhea, you might be able to get the thing like a side effect sooner, like an itch or whatever, or gonorrhea when your load's different. Yeah, that might happen, but they can't really test in blood for 90 days anyways. Because it has to make a way through your system. It's not like if you fuck a guy with herpes tonight, I can test tomorrow and get herpes. Like, I can know I'm positive. Like, sometimes it takes 30 days for that virus to even be, whatever. I mean, look, take all the dick or whatever you want. I don't care. But, like, I mean, what message are we sending the children that it's just okay to sleep around as long as I get tested? I'm doing okay with my body when it literally damages your brain the more people you sleep with. There's books about this, like Sex After Dawn, and how men and women are naturally polygamous. And there's some, I think there's a little bit of validity to that. But at the grand base roots thing, we pair bond for long-term mating. And it's very rare in the animal kingdom, especially in primates like us. No other primate does it but humans. So this whole idea that we're trying to reinvent biology because I have an STD test and pregnancies and I can get an abortion for babies that I don't want, and the list of all these other things that we battle in the modern dating space, it's interesting. It's just a very interesting conversation.
That's all I had.
You think
this show ended up being pretty long considering we had nothing to talk about.
Yeah, you think Russia's going to nuke anybody, Dave, or that's just bullshit?
The what?
Russia nuking?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them, but I'd be surprised.
I heard somebody say that Putin is a crazy madman today. The number one spy in the whole world out of all the KGB is just a crazy guy. He's flying off the handle. There's like 7D chess going on. I'm not going to think that this guy's just fucking crazy when he's been in power for... I'm apolitical now, but a couple presidents. I sent this to David earlier. Oil barrel price, I don't know quite. It's like 64 or 84 a barrel right now. For those who are playing baseball at home with us, that's fucking super cheap right now. Why is gas still 3 something, 4 something? War in Ukraine, inflation, taxes,
it's gotta be
government
the greedy oil companies, right?
They're going to blame the greedy oil companies, even though we're giving our money or our oil to China and Ukraine to fight wars. We're going to be told it's the greedy corporations, and this is why they need to get rid of them. When all it is to just control our energy. I'm not going to beat Agenda 21 at the end of my program, but it's called Agenda 21. Global famine's coming. I've told you guys this 4 times. I keep fucking seeing it in my news feed. I'm tired of it. I know it's coming. The year's 2035. I own nothing. Yada, yada. Bill Gates is buying up all the farmland. Told you guys about this last year. He's got all the GMO seed technology. We got shit on Mars. I saw a thing also on the moon that China found some kind of fucking nuclear, some rock that's going to help with nuclear energy and nuclear fission. I don't believe it. If the United States can land some shit on Mars, drill a hole and it didn't work, I doubt fucking China did. I know it's the moon. I know we've been there before. It's closer. China's full of lying, cocksucking communists. That's why I don't trust them. I thought it was funny. I went and bought Sam Adams Oktoberfest. I gave her $40, and my change was $19.84.
It's the most American thing that's ever happened. Does it come in plastic bottles now, Ryan?
Now, the bottles are actually kind of shaped normal now. As last year, you guys remember? Last year, their caps.
No, they didn't. So they didn't run out of sand and fire.
They got words this year. Student loan forgiveness. This will not happen this year or next year. They'll save it for 24 to get the fucking votes right before the election.
Sure, that's a coincidence.
Got this from one of our December nights out there, Mike. Thank you. Electric cars being plugged in at night are a strain on the power grid.
What are they if they're plugged in during the day?
We're working, David.
They'd be a strain on the power grid during the day too, wouldn't they?
I know, but I'm working. I can't charge it during the day. I can only charge it at night.
But you can. Aren't there going to be charging stations?
Where are they going to put a charging station, David?
I don't know. Parking lots?
What about if I have street parking, David? We're just going to have charging points on the sidewalk.
Extension cords?
For a 220 line.
Yeah.
We're so fucked. We are so fucked. I'm really wondering, we'll watch the death of gasoline, but what is it going to be like 30 years before this is like really a real thing? Like, serious question. Like that we're only driving without gas. Because biodiesel is going to be around for at least 20 years.
Yeah, it's going to be a while still. They say 2035 is when they're going to stop producing blah 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 blah. It's not. It's going to be.
I mean, it might not even be in our lifetime that like there might actually be some kind of oil-based propellant vehicle around when we're dying.
I
It
would
might be like
suspect.
for a
I
fucking
would suspect
airplane.
so.
I mean, they're talking Canada's going to buy a couple fucking electric airplanes, plug-in airplanes.
Are they propellers? Like electric motors with propellers attached?
Dude, it
'Cause
said
you can't have
plug
like an
in.
electric jet, right?
Dude, it said plug in.
Yeah, but I'm saying like what would be the motion that propels it? It couldn't be a jet because isn't that's based on explosions.
I think they are propellers. It's just not gonna work. I'm an electrician, goddammit. It's not gonna work. We're not ready.
So
I
Ryan,
just seen another fucking thing too. Bloomberg news article. The great copper crushes upon us. They're talking about how there's gonna be crazy prices in copper now. So how much to put in an electric charge port at your house is gonna triple in price just because copper's more expensive. Just because I have to run a line from your power thing for your car, from your garage to your meter, to your panel is 150 feet is now going to be $1,000. Who's like how? Most
yeah, but
people are barely
they'll
getting
give you a government tax rebate
at the
on
end
the
of the
car,
year,
so you could
David. After I fucking bought everything,
yeah. So you
I
could
don't.
just charge with 110 in the meantime. It just
The
takes 20
car
hours.
won't be. It won't be charged enough for me to drive the duration I need to go to work.
We'll just move closer to where you work.
I bought a house, Dave. I have a 15-year mortgage.
Yeah, you sell that one and then you just buy another one that's closer.
But it's not a buying market, David, and rent is super high, and I'm better off buying a house because it's cheaper if I have the credit and the money.
Oh, then just pay the $1,000 to run the line.
But I can't get the copper because there's the great copper global.
Well, it's there. It's just more expensive.
Well, if I was told I can't charge it at night, though. I still won't be.
Yeah, so charge it at day during work. See, I already figured all this out, Ryan.
Why can't I just get a fucking little explosive liquid and just pour it in something, go, and then.
That's a ridiculous idea.
Adam Levine.
Yeah. Sucks.
We already covered misogyny, Ryan, this week. I'm just going to say this about the Adam Levine thing. For those who don't know, he's married to a Victoria's Secrets model. She's absolutely gorgeous. They have 3 children, I believe, probably beautiful family. He's in Maroon 5. Those guys are notorious partiers and womanizers. He was fucking an Instagram whore, and she's super hot. I mean, she's like titties out, tight waist, the whole thing, right? Probably got her body done in fucking Miami. He's basically texting her, "Oh, I'm like in love with you." Basically, it got all public and is ruining his marriage potentially, right? And he wanted to name his wife, Adam Levine's wife, is currently pregnant with their 3rd kid, and he wanted to name the kid Summer, the kid's going to be a boy. He wanted to name his son Summer after the girl Mistress. So he reached out to her about this. It caused a whole bunch of stir on the internet. I'm not going to get into celebrity gossip. I'm just telling you people. She knew.
Well,
they all know.
She definitely knows now.
They all know. They all know. All of them know. Rappers, movie stars, so any high level man, any local millionaire man, the 1% high value men like Kevin Samuels used to talk about. These guys cheat all the fucking time, and their wives know about them.
Yeah, they just deal with it so they can,
Yeah, because they want that life. You're living a life only like 1,000 people live. You're gonna, okay, I'll shut up. I'll let another girl say, "Oh, I don't have to have sex with you. I just gotta be a good mom."
Yeah, but is she like? What are the odds that she also is doing the same thing?
Well, that's where a lot of people go the Steph Curry route because Alicia Curry and him were in an open relationship. Now, if you're asking me, this might just be misogynist, but at some point, if I'm in that position, if I'm if I'm Adam Levine and my wife is who my wife is, I can sleep with whoever I want and you can't. It's just the way it is. I'm Adam Levine. You're just a Victoria's Secrets model, which granted is very valuable. But you got to think tomorrow, another girl is turning 18 and can be a Victoria's Secret model. So that's hotter, younger than you. This is the problem with women. Their real value is beauty. And the thing they always fucking forget, this is why feminism is so dangerous when women get older, because they sabotage the youth. Because now that the women in their 50s aren't hot anymore, they got to bitch about everything. But I'll tell you this right now. Another girl's going to turn 18 and replace you. Just like the porn stars, just like the actresses. Women are that replaceable. They just need a hot face. Personality, honestly, if you were to go on the street right now and show a picture of a guy or, a guy a picture of a girl, they wouldn't say shit about her personality. Is she nice? They would. That's not like the inherent, that's not in our inherent value. We're not like, oh, I really liked her personality. That's normally what we say about like less attractive women. When you have like a more attractive personality than your body and face. That's the only time we notice. Is she hot? Is she available? Right? So back to Adam Levine. His wife knew. They all know. Dave Chappelle's wife. They all know. They all know. They turn another cheek. It's basically, don't embarrass me. Don't knock her up. Don't take her to the same restaurants that you take me to. It's fine if you want to have girlfriends. Don't let our kids know. Don't let my mom know. Don't bring shame to the family. And this is common in other areas of the world, not necessarily here in Western society, especially in America, but this happens in England and spots in Europe. Muslims have multiple wives if they're a certain status level of men. And I'm not here like saying that this is the way everybody should live or blah, 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 or whatever. This always sounds like a boy's fairy tale, but in reality, to be that kind of guy, you have to work so fucking hard that so few guys do it. That's why they're able to do it, is because only a few guys can actually pull it off. There's only one Drake. There's only one Josh Allen. Don't matter the domain. There's only so many of these guys in the world, which is why they get special privileges. And not saying it's right, but it's just the way the world works. And I guarantee you, Adam Levine's wife knew about it. She got embarrassed, and now she's going to try to take half from this guy. So, whatever. My entertainment this week, Bills game.
Yeah.
It's a little rough.
Do you want me to just let everyone know how I feel about it?
Yeah, I think that's all we actually got to say about it, dude. Fuck.
That's the offensive coordinator of the Bills, and that is every Bills fan at their own home after watching that game. To be fair, going into the game, as banged up as the Bills were, I didn't even think it would be close.
They played really well, considering.
So I'll take it. I'll take it knowing that when we see them again, hopefully we'll be healthy and we'll kick their ass.
Yeah, the thing is, too, it's also weird. There was a couple mix-ups, right? The missed field goal opportunity from Bass. Allen had a free touchdown that he missed right before the end there. He beat himself up over that. And then the Gabe Davis catch that he was 1-2 in the end zone, and then they said it was
really
dropped.
weird. Yeah, at the end of the half, they did that weird like fake spike throw to Diggs. It was a
Then obviously
fucking call.
Yeah, they could have just kicked the field. They threw that one play that was like for 5 extra yards. Just let Bass kick the fucking thing. We've seen guys, this year and last year kick 70-yard field goals nearly. Tyler Bass can kick that. I'm pretty
sure the one he missed was, they didn't really show it well, but it had to have been blocked or tipped or something, because the way the ball was rotating, like something hit it. Like, it wasn't just a bad kick.
Yeah, let the guy kick. All they had to do was just kick one play early. Do you really got to run the clock out? Like, really? Your defense played great for backups. Not to mention the front four really didn't get a ton of pressure, but they did. They got in there. So, I don't know. I'm not saying the Bills are washed or whatever, but it just sucks, man. Like, you always want to see your home team do well, but yeah, it's just, like you said, short week too. They played the Titans and were banged up from that, but what the fuck, dude? Third down. You could have just kicked it on second down and called it, but Yeah, Dave Ryan, December 1773. Thank you guys for making it to the end. I appreciate you the most. Dave, thank you for your time as always. Like, comment, subscribe. Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. I'll meet you guys there. Dave as well. Monday, 7 Eastern for the premiere. We'll be there commenting live. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you guys there.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Brian.